The alien fleet hung in the void of space, silent and menacing. 100 ships in perfect formation, their hulls gleaming with alien alloys and bristling with advanced weaponry. These were not ordinary explorers, they were conquerors from the Zernak Dominion, and they had come to claim Earth as their own. Earth had no warning. The fleet emerged from the dark edge of the solar system, bypassing the usual detection grids with technology beyond human comprehension when their arrival was noticed. It was already too late. The Zernak broadcast their demand for unconditional surrender. Earth's leaders convened in an emergency council. Panic rippled through the population. Military experts and scientists scrambled for options. None seemed viable. The Zernak were infamous for their ruthlessness and their overwhelming technological superiority. No planet had ever resisted them and survived. Then a voice emerged among the chaos. It belonged to Doctor Mira Valen, a physicist working on a classified defense project. Her proposal was met with skepticism at first, but desperation had a way of opening minds. Dr. Valen explained that humanity had been working on an experimental weapon, a railgun of unprecedented power capable of accelerating projectiles to a fraction of the speed of light. Unlike conventional weapons, this railgun relied purely on kinetic energy to obliterate its target. There were prototypes, but they had never been tested on such a scale. The council debated fiercely. Some argued that attempting to fight would only provoke the Zernak further. Others believed surrender was tantamount to slavery and annihilation. In the end, it was decided Earth would make a stand. The Zernak fleet moved closer, sending another ultimatum. Time was running out. Earth's railgun, codenamed Titan's Wrath, was hastily assembled at a hidden facility on the moon. It was an engineering marvel stretching kilometers in length, its electromagnetic coils powered by the combined output of Earth's most advanced reactors. As the Zernak fleet entered Earth's orbit, they unleashed their first strike targeting communication hubs and military installations. Earth fought back with conventional weapons, but they were hopelessly outmatched. The skies lit up with the deadly exchange. Then came the moment of truth. Titan's Wrath was activated. Engineers and soldiers held their breath as the massive projectile, a dense tungsten rod, was loaded into the weapon. The countdown began. The railgun fired, unleashing a blinding burst of energy. The tungsten rod accelerated to unimaginable speeds, tearing through space with unrelenting force. It struck the lead ship of the Zernak fleet. The impact was catastrophic. The alien vessel, designed to withstand the harshest conditions of deep space, disintegrated on contact. The shockwave rippled through the surrounding ships, throwing the once perfect formation into chaos. The Zernak hesitated. They had never encountered such raw, destructive power before they could regroup. Titan's Wrath fired again and again. Each shot was devastating, shattering their ships and their morale. Realizing the battle was unwinnable, the remaining Zernak ships fled, disappearing into the void from which they had come. Earth's defenders erupted. In cheers, their home was safe for now. Dr. Mira Valen became a hero celebrated for her ingenuity and courage. Humanity had stood against an insurmountable foe and triumphed. The lesson was clear. Though Earth's technology lagged behind, its spirit and determination were unmatched. As the dust settled, the leaders of Earth vowed to be better prepared for future threats. The success of Titan's Wrath marked the beginning of a new era. Humanity's place in the galaxy was no longer that of a passive observer, but of a force to be reckoned with. And so Earth looked to the stars not with fear, but with hope and confidence. For they knew that no matter the challenge, humanity would rise to meet it with unwavering resolve, and the railguns that had turned the tide. Years passed. Since the Zernak invasion, humanity advanced its technology. Using the lessons learned from the battle, scientists and engineers built an entire fleet of railgun-equipped defense ships orbiting Earth as a deterrent to any potential aggressors. Mars and the Moon became bustling hubs of innovation and military strategy. Humanity was no longer reactive, but proactive. The Zernak Dominion sent spies to gather intelligence about Earth's new defenses. They were captured before they could relay anything back. This time, humanity was ready. A coalition of nations formed the Galactic Defense Initiative, uniting Earth under a single banner of preparedness. Meanwhile, the Zernak licked their wounds. They debated whether to seek revenge or leave Earth alone. Their empire had never suffered such humiliation, and the shock of defeat left its mark on their once unshakable confidence. Some Zernak leaders argued for diplomacy, fearing further losses. Others demanded retribution. To restore their honor back on Earth, Dr. Mira Valen worked tirelessly on newer technologies. She envisioned a future where humanity would explore the galaxy not as conquerors but as protectors, seeking to forge alliances and defend the weak. The Titan's Wrath Project evolved into Titan's Shield, a defensive grid capable of intercepting any incoming threats. Before they reached Earth's orbit one fateful day, Earth received a message from an unknown source. It was not the Zernak, but another alien species warning of an even greater threat lurking in the galaxy. The message spoke of a hive-like entity consuming entire star systems, leaving nothing but barren voids in its wake. This new threat was on a direct path to Earth's sector. The leaders of Earth knew this was not a fight they could win alone. Dr. Valen proposed reaching out to former enemies, including the Zernak, for a united front against the common threat. It was a gamble, but one worth taking in a historic moment of diplomacy. Earth's representatives met with the Zernak in neutral space. The tension was palpable, but the shared fear of annihilation brought them to the table. Agreements were forged, grudging respect grew, and plans were laid for a combined defense. The hive entity arrived in the outer edges of the solar system. Its ships were unlike anything anyone had seen, vast organic constructs pulsing with an eerie light. Earth's railguns, fired first, joined by Zernak plasma cannons and the weapons of other allied species. The battle was fierce and desperate. For every hive ship destroyed, 2 more seemed to take its place. But humanity and its allies fought with everything they had, sacrificing much, but holding the line. The turning point came when Titan's shield activated, enveloping Earth's defenders in an impenetrable barrier while delivering precision strikes to the Hive's core ships. After weeks of relentless combat, the Hive retreated, its losses too great to sustain humanity, and its allies celebrated their hard-won victory. The galaxy had changed forever. Rivals had become allies, and the spirit of unity had proven stronger than the forces of destruction. Dr. Mira Valen stood on the moon base, looking at Earth glowing with life and hope. She knew the fight for survival would never truly end, but neither would humanity's resolve. As the stars beckoned, humanity stepped forward, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, with Railgun's courage and the unbreakable will to protect their home.